Hi, it's Dave T here, and as you can imagine, in the current situation, most of my planned caravan and indeed filming trips have had to be cancelled. But I wanted to create some content for you guys, so I thought to myself, how would you actually add a weather station to a caravan? And looks like it's arrived. I don't know if that's just that particular Amazon driver, but I suspect it's a sign of things to come. Okay, so you're seeing this for the first time just like me, so let's open this up. Instructions. The weather station itself. Mounting bracket, I assume. Stand, by the looks of it, and some bolts. Okay, so what I'm going to do is read the attached instructions, find out a bit more about it. In the meantime, show you a bit more detail of the actual components up close. So now we have the unit unboxed and with all of the batteries inserted, we can run through the features that the weather station offers. Looking at the screen, the top section displays the time along with the moon phase and the day and date. The clock is radio controlled, but it is based on the German time signal, so you may want to either disable this and set the clock manually or use the option of setting offset hours to correct to your local time. The next two sections show the percentage humidity and the temperature for both indoors and outdoors. Temperature can be set to either Celsius or Fahrenheit, and there is a Goldilocks style smiley face indicator for too hot, too cold, humid or just right. The lower left quarter of the display shows a weather forecast icon to depict predicted weather as being either sunny, slightly cloudy, cloudy, rainy and storms or snowy. The area beneath the forecast icon shows different information depending on which of the first two of the front-facing mode buttons is pressed. In rainfall mode, the past hour's rainfall is displayed with the history bar graph below showing rainfall for the previous 6 days. Repeatedly pressing the rainfall button will step through showing the daily rainfall since midnight, total rain for the current week, or total for the current month. In weather mode, the barometric pressure is shown, which either can be shown as absolute for your location or relative pressure at sea level. Clicking the weather mode button cycles through hectopascals, inches or millimetres of mercury. The history graph below this shows the previous pressure for 1, 3, 6, 12 and 24 hours earlier. The lower right quarter of the display shows the wind direction as north, northeast, etc., as well as on a 16-point compass diagram. The larger arrow shows the current or last wind direction, and the smaller arrows show the last 6 wind directions that occurred in the past 5 minutes. The wind speed is shown below the direction compass, and there is also a horizontal bar to indicate the wind strength based on the Beaufort force scale. Pressing the wind mode button will cycle through the average and gusting wind speeds being shown. The display in the lower right corner is controlled by pressing the index mode button to show either the wind chill temperature, heat index, or the indoor dew point. For historic data, you can press the history button, which will cycle through the previous 24-hour readings, or alternatively you can press the max min button to show either the maximum or minimum recordings. Holding it for 2 seconds will reset the current max and min recordings. So in conclusion, my initial idea was to attach the weather station to our caravan so that whilst we are away we can get a record of the maximum and minimum temperatures, and perhaps more importantly the wind speed and direction. It would obviously need to be detached whilst travelling, so my idea was to make a mounting plate, and that would allow me to then attach it to the awning rail on the back of the caravan. I also wanted to orientate the sensor so that instead of pointing north, it pointed along the side of the van so that we could see the direction of the wind relative to the van. I had made up an overlay for the screen to also actually show this. Well, of course we are in lockdown in the UK at the moment, so getting to the caravan is going to be a bit difficult, so I'll have to post an update later when I get a chance to actually try it on the van itself. For now though, I can give my impressions of the weather station and whether it was worth the £69 that I paid for it. Overall, I would say that it is actually worth the money. If you are into numbers and data, then this unit will give you plenty to look at. More importantly, information such as maximum minimum wind speeds and the temperature is certainly something that I have wanted to know at times in the past, and this weather station will provide that and much more. The information booklet is easy enough to follow and pretty comprehensive, and overall the build quality is actually pretty good. If I was to criticise the weather station for one thing, it would be the LCD screen. The contrast is not the best I've seen, and the viewing angle is fairly shallow. The alarm is not particularly loud, probably only useful as a backup, and it's not its main feature. Overall though, I actually like this, and I'm sure that knowing just how strong the winds are when we are pitched on top of a mountain somewhere is going to come in useful along the way. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, then please hit that like button, and if you are interested in seeing more of the videos I make, then please consider subscribing to my channel, and most of all, in these times, thanks for watching.